Welcome once again to Living in the 21st Century. Joining me today is Vasil Shevchenko, former Minister of Transportation of Ukraine. Vasil, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for invitation.
It's always a pleasure, my friend. So today I want to touch base on recent things going on when it comes to the Ukraine. I'm wondering if you're still getting the continuous support that you would normally get coming from the United States. The present leadership doesn't favor giving out large funds to Ukraine. I'm not stating that there aren't, but based on what had been mentioned recently, leadership alluded to the fact that Ukraine started the war, and everyone knows that's not reality, it's fiction. Everyone saw what had happened when this war had got started in the first place. With that said, with recent invitation to the White House, I think the president invite Putin to come to the White House, and I'm speaking subject to correction here, but I know that's what I've heard via CNN, and I don't know how things look between Zelensky and the president. Do you have any idea how things are going on recently over the week with Zelensky and the president after an extension of an invitation to Putin coming to the White House? You got any ideas?
I'd say that during the last couple of weeks have happened a lot of events. First of all, we can see that foreign relation United States have been really activized, and we have received a lot of challenges. And one of them was the question concerning Ukraine. And first of all, will this administration continue supplying Ukraine military aid or not? And with which conditions will it happen? And then we had the United States president from the very beginning, when he was president-elect, he promised to end this war during 24 hours. Then his promised was this war stopped during the 100 days, and then we could see many negotiations, many envoys were sent to the security conference in Munich, which has started 14th of February, and now I'd say that negotiation which United States president had with the Russia president, it seems to me, I apologize for my opinion, but it was a mistake, because Russia's officials were expecting, and I think that United States president wanted him to agree, first of all, ceasefire to continue negotiations, and after that to inform it Ukraine's president. But Russians decided not to answer, because they are not interested in ceasefire in Ukraine. They are going to involve United States president in negotiations between Russia and maybe China, concerning sphere of influence to weaken United States president. And then we could see that, for example, I think that we have had many promises from different officials. First of all, I was surprised when Defense Minister United States commented that Ukraine can receive back nuclear weapon, but it depends on Donald Trump's decision. And then we heard Vice President of United States decision concerning allocating United States forces in Ukraine to provide ceasefire, and then he commented that it was wrongly understood by journalists. And now I think that we have many rumors and we have many negotiations about it and inside of it, but you must know that Russia is not ready to hold negotiations with Ukraine. They are not ready to have negotiations with Europeans. They are interested in holding negotiations with United States presidents concerning sphere of influence, and they will demand, first of all, from Ukraine. We could see that the answer for United States conversation with Russia's president, which lasted 1.5 years, according to the Russia's officials' information. And just after that, the same next day in the morning, they decided to blow Ukraine's nuclear-powered electricity producing station, but it doesn't work because it's Chernobyl station, and nevertheless we could see that they targeted just to demonstrate their answer. And then every night they continue shelling Ukraine's territory by drones, ballistic missiles, and testing how much weapon we have to resist. And because of it, situation in Ukraine is not ordinary, and Ukraine's president visit Munich conference is a crucial moment, because there we have heard many speeches and answer from our European partners concerning security, European security cooperation. And personally, I was surprised Vice President's United States opinion that he decided to express his opinion that European Union partners are not fulfilling their obligation concerning NATO bloc and concerning further negotiations about funding this NATO bloc budget at the level of 5% from every country's GDP. And all these challenges are based at the shocking speech, and I think that it was prepared just for it, to encourage Europeans to this discussion. But in my opinion, it would be better if this negotiation were not public, because it will help Russians to divide partners, because their main idea to to split unity between United States and the European partners. And all these questions only action. I'm not sure that that it will be understandable nearest future, because I think that this negotiation will last maybe long time. I don't know how long, but I think that this idea is not easy to implement, to establish ceasefire and peace agreement and truce in Ukraine, because it's only pretext further negotiation, further movement, and further threats for European partners, and maybe concerning resistance with United States. First of all, in the sphere of influence at the North Pole, and maybe in competition with China. It's my opinion.
Okay, what's the position of Ukrainian soldiers in Russia right now? I know that they had advanced into Russia and getting rid of some of their military power. What the situation is like right now?
To be honest, during last few days, Ukraine's forces were more successful and managed to move in the building security zone at the Russia's territory. They managed to prevent new Russia's blow and eliminated Russia's army. And according to the Ukraine's military forces headquarters, Ukraine's forces have managed to eliminate the Russia's army, about 60,000 soldiers, and 50 of them were wounded and killed, and about 20,000 Russians and Korean soldiers were killed at the battlefield. And then Ukraine forces managed to retake territory at the main tension point of combat events close to Pokrovsk, its main city, which in which is located the biggest coal mine. And because of it, it's a crucial moment to resist, just to provide Ukraine's industry the coal. And we can see, we can confirm that Russians are trying to activate their action, trying to storm operations. But thanks to Ukraine forces and aircraft Ukraine received from our partners, Ukraine's military and secret service military have managed to eliminate many Russia's cargo transport, including cargo transporting fuel for military vehicles, and they are unable to use it at the battlefield. And you can see that a refinery which are located close to Ukraine's border are being destroyed by Ukrainians weapons. And thanks God and thanks previous administration, Joseph Biden's administration, who managed to provide Ukraine forces military ammunition and military vehicles and round for artillery. Ukraine forces have been strengthened and now are able to resist more effectively than before. But we don't know what will happen maybe during 3 months or maybe half a year, because without decision concerning cooperation with United States, concerning cooperation with our European partners, we haven't received promises. And we can see, for example, that United States officials are moving to the point of being a mediator between Russia and Ukraine, and we count that United States will still our partners, not independent mediator, because we are at the same side, and we must understand that against us only autocracy, only these autocratic countries united their goals to have influence and to take advantages in the world. But nevertheless, I'd say that European partners during this conference have expressed many promises concerning supplying for Ukraine forces, and you know that it's Netherlands who supplied Ukraine last fighter jets, and thanks to these fighter jets, Ukraine forces has received a chance to prevent many blows. And for example, lately was shown picture Ukraine's fighter jet, which is fixed with extra tanks and without long-range missiles, and the experts comment that it was combat events which were when fighter jet were covering storm planes just to prevent using Russia's gliding bombs launching. And I think that nearest future we will see new technologies at the battlefield, because we can see that Russia is going to send to Ukraine additional soldiers from North Korea, and they are going to involved in war. Volunteers from Russia Federation in exchange of higher bonuses for signing contract, and they will try to hold pressure for Ukraine's forces.
One of the things they're really concerned about now, Russia is losing a lot of their pilots, right? Yes, they're bringing in North Korean soldiers to fight on their behalf. My concern is the more this war persists, or prolong rather, how much more manpower would Russia have to fight their war? Is North Korea continuously going to give Russia the support they want in terms of giving them soldiers to fight a war that even doesn't really concern them?
I can refer the expert's opinion, because according to the Ukraine expert's opinion, I had information that to have opportunity to attack Ukraine again, Russia have to draft 500,000 soldiers, and they are going to do it. But during the month, they can draft about 40,000 soldiers, and at the same time, Ukraine's killing or heavily wound the same number Russia soldiers, and it means without the extra drafting campaigns, they will not be able to provide serious breakthrough at the Ukraine-Russia's battle line. But nevertheless, we heard information from military secret service, and they commented that now Koreans are preparing to send their soldiers, and there was information about 3,000 or 4,000 soldiers, and them they can send to Ukraine about 100 or 200 soldiers to participate in this war. But nobody knows what will happen because they decided from the very beginning, they decided to withdraw their troops because 30% of personnel, their military units were eliminated or heavily wounded, and they had withdrawn it. But then maybe a few days ago we received an information that Koreans are taking place in combat events at the battlefield again. But to forecast it's quite difficult because of lack information. But nevertheless, they are here, and we can see here many different drones from Iran. They are launching at least 100 drones during a night from Iran, and infantry soldiers from Korea. And there was an information about long-range artillery from North Korea. They decided to send to Russia Federation 180 artillery 170 millimeters. It's Korean standards.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm looking at, that you said that Russia is looking to recruit the next 500,000 soldiers, but in terms of air pilots they take time to get trained to fly a plane and to do the bombarding and so forth. It just don't happen overnight. Within that space, because there are a lot of aircraft that Russia would have lost already, within that ease of severe attention of planes flying over, or unless they are the drones, could Ukraine use that time frame to even capitalize or strategize best how to furthermore destroy Russia's superiority? Because it don't seem that Russia have much superiority anymore, different to the firepower. Their manpower is so destroyed is that they're now depending on North Korea for assistance. And the question is how much more North Korea could continuously send. Could Ukraine look at all these views and come up with a comprehensive plan as to how they can best bring Russia to their feet? Russia colors had showed up over the years. They're not so strong as they thought they were. I mean, there's the superpower, and Ukraine doesn't have the kind of equipment they have, and this is going 3 years of the war, and Ukraine is making them see hell. So at the end of the day, Putin doesn't seem that he has too much really going for him. He only appears so. He only using verbal communication to make him look powerful, but in reality, he's far from that. And I think that Ukraine should capitalize on it.
Yeah, but to be honest, I forgot to answer for your previous questions that concerning pilot, and Russia has enough pilot, but they are flying at the zone close to Ukraine's borders really carefully, because they are unable to lose this kind of aircraft, and they are trying to save up. And them, you know that Ukraine forces managed to eliminate aircraft at their runways close to Ukraine's border. And them to have domination and to have superiority at the battlefield. I think that I'd refer for Ukraine's president opinion. He expressed yesterday at the Munich Security Conference. He commented that it's possible, but we need more than 150 equipped and provided military ammunition F-16 fighter jets. And extra air defense systems, 25 defense systems, which would allow us to provide security for aircrafts close to the battle line. And then we will be able to do it. And it will allow us to prevent it, and we will be able to save up manpower, Ukrainian soldiers' lives. And now we haven't received it, and we are in discussion. And I hope that this conference will help us to discuss maybe to deeper, because for example, the result of Vice President's speech, United States, I think that Europeans will be able to understand that it's that threats from Russia Federation is not only a threat for Ukraine, that it's threats for them and after Ukraine, and they are able to wage war in different places, because now we cannot say that European army are ready to defend Russia's army, which has received last combat experience. And because of it, we are in discussion with our partners concerning forming military forces of Europe. Because only this way we will be able to understand how to act together. Because last information we received from world media that Russia managed to receive equipment for producing military for more than 22 billion, just to reinstall previous generation equipment. And because of it, I think that it will be a good idea if Europeans will understand it.
Okay. Well, Vasil, we come to the end of our program. That 28 minutes really fly by quickly. Yeah, so until then, take good care of yourself, and I want to thank you all for tuning in today on Living in the 21st Century.